Kingdom isn't a history lesson, and sadly, it's one of the biggest misconceptions that stops people from reading it. But from the outside, I get it. Kingdom is a manga set in ancient China during the Warring States period. There are real historical figures, real wars, and it's built around, though loosely, events that actually happened. So for a lot of people, Kingdom sounds like homework, like you're reading the dramatic version of a textbook where the outcome is already decided. But people completely misunderstand why Kingdom is peak. Kingdom is not great simply because it tells you what happened in this time period. It's great because of what its mangaka Hara does inside that historical frame. He takes the unification of China and turns it into something so much more human. A slave dreaming of becoming a general, a king trying to create a future that no one else believes in, soldiers throwing themselves into impossible battles in hopes of bringing about change, and leaders so powerful that people are willing to follow them into certain death. So no, Kingdom isn't a history lesson. It's a story that uses history as the frame to explore impossible dreams, the sacrifices that those dreams demand, and why people are willing to follow others into certain death to create a future bigger than themselves. The first reason Kingdom isn't a history lesson is because Hara doesn't use history as the main point of the story. It's simply the frame that gives the story weight. The emotional core of Kingdom does not begin with Chin's role in history. It begins with Shin and Hyou, with two servant boys, swinging wooden swords and dreaming of becoming the greatest generals under the heavens. And this direction is intentional. If Kingdom was just a historical retelling, then this story would mainly be asking us to care about what happened. Instead, Hara asks us to care about who these people are, what they want, and why their dreams matter. Shin isn't a compelling protagonist because he is part of that historical period. He is compelling because he is someone that the world says should never matter. Yet, he still believes that he can carve his name into history. The same can be said for Sei. On paper, he is simply the king of Qin, looking to unify China. But that alone isn't enough to explain why he works as a main character. What makes Sei interesting is the fact that his dream sounds impossible. He is trying to create a future that no one else can fathom, a world that does not know war. Whether you see this dream of his as heroic or terrifying, this is where Kingdom becomes more than history. Because Hara isn't simply saying this is the story of how Qin unified China. He is exploring the important questions. What kind of person would even attempt such a thing? What kind of king would believe that conquest could lead to peace? What kind of world forges people ambitious enough to try and change history itself? This is why judging Kingdom purely based on its setting is laughable. Ancient China might give the story a stage, but it's Hara's characters that gives the story its soul. So when people say Kingdom sounds boring because it is based on history, it's a shame. The history by no means replaces the storytelling. Kingdom is not about memorizing what happened. It is about understanding the kind of people that may have existed for history to happen at all. The second reason why Kingdom is more than a historical retelling is because Hara makes it known the true cost behind every impossible dream. This is one of the biggest reasons why Kingdom feels so human. At first, Shin's dream might sound typical. He wants to be the greatest. It's the classic underdog story. A boy with nothing, rising to the top through strength, hard work, and sometimes sheer willpower. But Kingdom has never allowed that dream to stay innocent. From the very beginning, Shin's dream is tied to loss. Hyou is damn near Shin's brother. He is the only person to share this impossible dream. So when Hyou dies, Shin's goal changes. It is no longer about becoming great for himself. It is now something that he carries for the both of them. This is what makes Shin's ambition hit that much harder. He is not chasing a title because it sounds cool. He is chasing a dream that already cost him the most important person in his life. And as the story continues, the cost only increases. The further Shin rises, the more people believe in him. The more people believe in him, the more responsibility he carries. His dream then carries more weight because he keeps on living for more than himself. Sei's dream is even more complicated. He wants to unify China and put an end to the normalcy of war. On the surface, it sounds like a noble cause. He wants peace, to build a future where the next generation and the generations after do not know war. But the contradiction is that the only way to unify is through conquest. It is a dream that requires waging war on an unprecedented scale. This is why the theme of ambition and kingdom is so interesting. Hara does not treat dreams as something purely beautiful. He shows that even the most noble of dreams demands terrifying sacrifice. Shin's dream demands unimaginable grief. Sei's dream demands unimaginable bloodshed. And this is where kingdom becomes much deeper than just Shin were the victors in this battle. The real tension isn't in whether or not characters will achieve their goals. It's in discovering the true costs of those goals. Will Shin become a great general without losing the part of himself that made people believe in him in the first place? Can Sei's dream really still be called noble if a disgusting amount of people have to die for it? This is why Kingdom is more than a historical retelling. Hara doesn't ask us to ponder, will Qin unify China? Instead, the real question is, what is the true cost of unification and who has to pay the price? Someone is always sacrificing something, and the greater the dream, the greater the sacrifice. The third reason why Kingdom isn't a history lesson is because Hara's greatest question is not about who wins what war, but why people are willing to follow certain leaders into certain death. This might be one of the most important themes in the entire series. Yes, Kingdom has cool strategy, insane duels, and massive battles, but the reason those battles hit is because Hara makes us understand why soldiers are willing to stand on those battlefields in the first place. The clearest example is Sei at Sai. The people of Sai are far from elite soldiers. They are as civilian as can be, being a city far from any border, being normal people placed in an impossible situation. It wouldn't be crazy for them to break, to run away, to give up, but Sei changes what the battle means. He does not magically turn them into trained soldiers, he gives them something far more powerful, a reason to keep fighting. He makes them believe that their fear, their suffering, and even their possible deaths are for something bigger than themselves. Defending Sai is more than simply defending a city. It is defending the future of Qin, defending their children's children. This is what leadership means in Kingdom. It is not just barking out orders, it is giving meaning to action. And you see this through so many of Kingdom's greatest leaders. During Baiyo, Qin farmers followed Oki because he was the living embodiment of the Golden Age. When he stands on the battlefield, he isn't any other strong general. It feels as though that glorious era has taken human form. Even Kanki shows his own way of great leadership. His men don't follow him for hope or justice. They follow him because he understands the rejected. Someone like Kanki was able to give those discarded by society, in his words, a place for those trash bastards to belong. A king, a truly great general, a former bandit. It is this variety in leadership that makes Kingdom so good. Hara is not saying there is only one type of great leader. He is asking why people follow others at all. Some follow charisma, some follow strength, some follow shared pain. In every case, Kingdom shows that people do not walk into certain death just because someone tells them to. They only do so because they believe their lives can serve something greater than themselves. This is something that a history lesson couldn't fully capture. It can tell you what armies fought. It can tell you who commanded these armies. It can tell you who won and who lost. But Hara's storytelling is what makes you understand why someone would keep moving forward without hesitation when death is all but guaranteed. That is why Kingdom's story feels so human. It is more than historical events. It is not just about who fought and died. It's about why they were willing to. So no, again I say, Kingdom isn't a history lesson. If it was, knowing the history would be enough. Knowing who wins, who loses, and how China was eventually unified would be enough. But now we all know Kingdom is not great because it teaches us the timeline of the Warring States period. It is great because Hara uses that history as a frame to ask something far more interesting. What kind of people are ambitious enough to chase impossible dreams? What kind of sacrifices are demanded from those who try to change the world? And what kind of leaders are powerful enough to make others walk into certain death for a future beyond their own? That is what makes Kingdom special. If you made it to the end, thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you think of Kingdom in the comment section below. Also, it would mean a lot to me if you left a like, share this video with a friend, and subscribe for more Kingdom videos like this.